Hi everyone, this is Maxl and welcome back to my channel. Today's episode is gonna get grungy, as you can see from my flannel shirt, and I want to talk about one of the greatest live unplugged concerts ever. 2 years ago, for Christmas, I got this record as a present, which is the LP from Pearl Jam MTV Unplugged. And funnily, I didn't know what it was really when I opened it up, because this one was recorded in 1992 but never published as a record or as a CD. But for Record Store Day 2019, it was published as a limited edition I didn't know about, and my girlfriend gave it to me. So I opened it up and I was like, whoa, it's from Epic and it isn't unofficial record, so I was absolutely delighted when I opened it. So really cool present. But enough from me and my stories from the past, let's talk about how it sounds really. The LP starts surprisingly calm with one of the less famous songs from their debut album, Oceans. It ends or it transitions to more heavy strumming at the end, and also Eddie shows his variety of putting in deep notes and high notes and stuff like his probably the best imitation of Eddie Vedder ever. The next song, State of Love and Trust, is also rather unknown. It was written as a soundtrack for the movie Singles, and is the first one to feature Dave Abruzzese. I hope I didn't get that pronunciation wrong, as a drummer. And this is really a song that gets better every time you hear it. At first I didn't know about it really, but from that point on, every time I heard it, and I heard this record for I think 4 or 5 times to make this video, it gets better every time, and suddenly I decided to hear it when I go working in the morning, when I drive with my car. And I think this song really is one which is great for a car drive. You hear it, you put it on loud, and everything is pretty cool. And Eddie states before the song starts that he wrote this one for his surfboard. So also kind of funny. The solo in the end, it gets fast and cool and loud, and it's basically going out with a bang. So crazy contrast basically from the first song, Oceans. And it transitions to maybe one of the best songs by the band. Now the concert starts to get really going by playing their first ever released single, Alive, which is probably one of their best songs ever and also released on every Greatest Hits album, and I don't know what to say. It's just great. It was written by Stone Gossard back when they were, I think in 1990, and it is truly amazing, truly amazing. I mean, you can hear it for yourself. It's just a great song, and now where Eddie puts his head down, you see that things getting serious now, and he controls his voice so well and he puts so much feeling into it. It's just an amazing song, and you listen to the instrumental. The instrumental alone would be absolutely sensational. The guitar play with the 2 guitars, rhythm and a lead guitar, and the heavy bass and the heavy drumming in the background. The whole sound of this record is so heavy. Now they start to get going and play the fan favorites, so you won't be disappointed by now. If you didn't like the first songs, now everything gets better from song to song. The last song on side 8 is Black, which is my girlfriend's favorite song from 10, which we heard after I introduced her to the band. I don't know, 3 or 4 months straight she listened to this song because she liked the lyrics so much and the feeling and the whole vibe they put into this. And talking about Eddie, it's so funny. He is like 5'6" in real life, so he's about as tall as my girlfriend. But on this song and on the songs upcoming, he sounds like he's over 7 feet, and he sounds like a lion. Everything is so powerful, and as you can see on the live version, which is on YouTube, with his face and his expressions, he feels everything he's written or everything he's singing. And in my opinion, even though the version on 10 is great, I like this one much more because he puts so much little touches into it, which make the song feel more intense really. And he's putting so much feeling into it. It's just great, and I love the ending, this "We Belong Together," when he screams that. It's just absolutely wild. I love it. Jesus, it's so good. Side B starts with probably one of my favorite songs. I think this one, Black, and one that's coming up are my favorite songs from Pearl Jam, and it's called Jeremy. This is basically the 3rd banger in a row, and it just sounds so complete really. Eddie's voice, always great. I don't know why I always tell you that, but it's simply great. I don't know, it was probably one of his best days ever. It's amazing, really. Um, but you know, on other concerts, he sings like this and also hangs down the Titantron. So with him sitting around and just feeling everything, probably it's a bit easier for him to do. But also the guitar fills or the bass fills which are put into the song, also this small amount of touches, just amazing. And I think the drums on this whole record, they're so powerful and they're so cool. I like Dave really much. He gives the band a nice little touch. So that sounds amazing, really. And I love the way the lyrics or the text is presented by Vedder. It seems like he's telling you a story from his point of view, and I don't know, you believe everything that he says, and you can really feel everything he says, basically. And overall, this song is so virtuose. It's just a 10 out of 10, really. There's nothing more to say about it. The next song on the record is basically my first confrontation with the band, Pearl Jam. When I played Guitar Hero 3, Legends of Rock, as a 7-year-old, this song was on the soundtrack. And at first I didn't know what to think about it, because I was like this, through my dad and my uncle, I was like into this hard rock kind of thing and not in grunge. So at first I didn't like it, but I loved to play it on Guitar Hero. I thought the singing he was doing was kind of weird, because I don't know, for me as a non-native speaker, I never understood what he says, really. But as I saw from some memes, also you as native speakers don't, so it's kind of funny, really. So how does he flow like that, or how does he sing like that? When I got the lyric sheet, of course I know what he says, but I don't know, it's just super cool and super unique, really. Talking about the version on the album, I think it's really cool sounding because of this unplugged acoustic vibe. It's a bit southern rock sounding, I think, and it's just an amazing version. And I don't know why I'm still talking, because I don't know, this record is so good, and I really like listening to it, because everything fits perfectly. And there is not one song that is bad or everything. It's just, especially these. From Alive on, the versions are so cool, and it doesn't seem unnecessary to put out an MTV Unplugged record. Yeah, it's just amazing. And as you could see on the live version, which I put down a link in the video description, there are 5 long-haired guys from Seattle playing their instruments, wearing stupid hats, I think. Sorry for that one. But you see they're having so much fun, and everything is so harmonious on stage. I really love this LP. This is the song I was talking about earlier. To close off the record, they chose Port, which is one of my favorite songs by them, because it is so fast on the studio version, and on this unplugged version it's even faster than that. So I really like the way he puts his lyrics into this music. Everything sounds so good because it's so fast. I really enjoy it. And even though it's faster than the studio version, it's definitely not butchered, so absolutely cool. Also to hear an acoustic version of this one, and especially the build-up in the end, where everything goes louder and Eddie starts screaming, is just truly amazing, and a great way to finish off the record. So here you got, at first they start with Oceans, which is kind of slow and calm, and everything ends with this big explosion with Porsche. So overall, in my opinion, a sensational record. But talking a little bit more about the record, why is it only 37 minutes short? I think it's really short, because they played, I think, 1 or 2 songs more on the live television performance. So why haven't they put that on? Because there was space on the record. And I also think that they could have put in Yellow Ledbetter, which is a B-side, and I don't know when it was released, really. I think 1992, so this one could be on there as well, and they would really have enjoyed to hear a version of this one. But if the only negative thing to say about a record is that you think the record is too short, I think that shows how great of a record this really is. In my opinion, it's just a 10 out of 10, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm still very happy that my girlfriend gave it to me on Christmas. So yeah, I really like it. And for me personally, I think, maybe this is going to be an unpopular opinion, the Pearl Jam MTV Unplugged is way better than the Nirvana one. So what do you guys think? Write it down in the comments below. So that was it from me for this week. If you got any suggestions for upcoming videos from me, just write it down in the comments below, some albums or maybe some other ideas. And if you liked it, please give me a thumbs up, which would be really supportive. And yes, see you guys next week. Goodbye.